I have a problem with TikTok, or, better yet, I have a TikTok problem. You see, I lack the attention span of going 2 minutes with inactivity or silence without grabbing my phone and just swiping up for that little dose of dopamine. Is it a me problem? Is it a modern day society problem? Probably a bit of both. But since TikTok allows anyone with an internet connection and a camera to upload a video, you can get some really funny or some really stupid stuff. So today I'd like to talk about some of the Marvel fan TikToks that have been coming onto my For You page and give my little bit of 2 cents on what's being said. Now, I do not hate any of these people. Right off the bat, I want to say that. Our opinions might just be different, but I'd like to take the opportunity to explain why theirs is wrong. I'm just playing. Alright, let's get into it.
This is directed to the non-black people. If your opinion about this movie is not backed by 3 separate black people, I don't want to hear it.
Man, we're starting out strong with this one, aren't we? Well, in today's society, I could probably identify as both a black person and more than one person, so how's that for loopholes? All jokes aside, I am very excited about this movie, but this guy does something that a lot of TikTokers I've actually seen do. They say something stupid and outlandish for the sake of attention, and even if they don't mean what they say, it's just to get a response. And you know how I know they don't mean it? Because they say so themselves.
Thor: Love and Thunder is easily the worst Marvel movie of all time. Now, this movie is not the worst Marvel movie of all time, but giving it anything more than a 6 or a 7 out of 10 is just outlandish.
First of all, way to contradict yourself there, L Reviews. But of course, it's not the worst Marvel movie of all time. I mean, you got Daredevil, you got Elektra, you got the Fantastic, New Mutants, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix. He didn't say in the MCU, he just said Marvel. It's fair play. I actually see a lot of people hating on Thor: Love and Thunder, or just Thor in general, and it's kind of funny to watch.
That I think the MCU has ruined Thor. I've been very vocal for a long time now that I'm not a big fan of Thor Ragnarok, specifically because of the tone shift they gave Thor, making him a more comedic type character.
They made him more comedic because the Shakespearean sort of dialogue they were giving him in the first 2 films didn't work, didn't connect with audiences. People didn't cling on to this godlike being from another world like they did the other Avengers, so they changed him in Ragnarok for that reason, and it worked.
I'm a big fan of like Jason Aaron Thor.
Love Jason Aaron. Love Jason Aaron's Thor.
Donny Cates Thor. And
Ah, yeah. Donny Cates. See that? Well, there we go. Donny Cates' run. Pretty good, too.
pretty much all Thor from the comic books, which is very different from the Thor that the MCU is giving us.
Yes, it is. It's very different. But that's not a bad thing. People will say it does or does not need to change from its comic book counterpart depending on their personal feelings about how the change is going to go. In my opinion, you can change whatever you want to as long as it fits within the narrative of the story you're trying to tell. Thor, becoming more comedic, fits well given the circumstances.
He's supposed to be the king of Asgard, one of the most powerful characters in all of the Marvel universe.
He is still one of the most powerful people in all of the MCU, but he's not supposed to be the king of Asgard. Remember, he gave up that position to find who he was supposed to be? He gave it to Valkyrie. We've already addressed why he isn't king and why that fits into the narrative of this arc, so there's no real need to complain about him not being king. I mean, a lot of changes happen in the comics, right? I mean, stuff gets retconned left and right.
Hardly anyone turned up, except for my mum and her boyfriend, who I hate.
Didn't we just establish that character does not come from a race of all gay people? Yeah, but let's make him gay anyway.
Now, I know this might be hard to wrap your pea-sized brain around, but just follow me for a second. If they are all males, if it's an all-male race, is it impossible, restricted, absolutely diabolical, for one to be addressed as mom? Oh! What a revolutionary idea. What a revolution this is. I went to college with a girl who was adopted. She had 2 dads, and she addressed one of them as mom because she found it funny. So let's just move past this one because we don't know how aliens would address their parents anyways. Can we just move past Thor: Love and Thunder? I need some positivity in my life.
Okay, so I want to address something that a lot of people say about us diehard comic book fans, and that's the fact that we get pissy or mad.
That's true. That's true. I do get pissy. I get mad sometimes. I mean, getting caught at the same red light twice, taking a dump and the water splashing your butthole, that's enough to piss anybody off.
When they change a character's origin or what have you in a movie or TV show. And that's not the case, at least not for all of us.
Oh, comic books and movies? No, I don't really get pissy about that anymore.
I, like I'm sure many of you, do not get mad when they change a character's origin or something like that. We get mad when the change is for the worse.
Okay, but how are they gonna know that what they changed is for the better without letting the audience see the change? That is like a stand-up comedian going on stage knowing that he's about to drop this crowd dead with his stand-up routine to just then bomb. You have to believe in what you're doing and hope that others like it. You can't just change something and then just 100% automatically know that it's going to be for the better for the audience.
Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a change for the better. I think we could all agree that everyone loves the MCU Guardians of the Galaxy, and the only reason why they're popular is because of the MCU.
Yes, they changed Guardians for the better, at least in most people's opinion. I only really knew anything about Rocket, Drax, Gamora, and Star-Lord from the Guardians. I think those are the only people I really knew before the first movie, and even that information that I knew was pretty minimal. The movie was a success, and everyone loved it, but there are people out there who loved the original versions of those characters and did not like the change to Guardians of the Galaxy. So just because you and the majority think that the changes were for the better does not mean everyone out there shares that same opinion.
So again, we don't get mad that you're changing stuff from the comic books. We get mad when you change it for the worse.
No, comic fans get mad when something is different than the preconceived notion that they had in their head prior.
Oh, honey. Full offense taken.
Oh god, are there comic book Karens now? Is that a thing?
So whose Captain America is he then? If he's not yours.
There are some people saying that Sam Wilson is not their Captain America, and more power to you. But I think the issue is a little bit deeper when people say that Sam Wilson isn't their Captain America, and this is what I think. When you hear Spider-Man, you automatically think Peter Parker. Maybe Miles Morales. Maybe. But mostly Peter Parker. When you hear Superman, you think of Clark Kent. When you think of Iron Man, you think of Tony Stark. No matter who takes the mantle after them, you will always know that when you think of Superman or whoever you're thinking of, that's who you're thinking of. So Sam Wilson may be taking Steve Rogers' mantle as Captain America in the MCU, but he is not Captain America. Because when you think of Captain America, you think of Steve Rogers. You do not think of Sam Wilson. You do not think of Bucky Barnes. You think of Steve Rogers. Oh, and some people think that, Sam Wilson is not their Captain America because he's black and, whatever. Those people could jump in front of a train and make the world a better place.
Because this hero right here is the MCU Captain America.
I like how she talks like this with her little Captain America earrings on to really send home the message that she wants to belittle him and just boast in her knowledge about Captain America. Nice touch.
Majority of the people who like these characters don't own more than 20 comic books.
I like Falcon. I like Riri Williams as Ironheart. I own about 400 comic books.
I bet y'all can't give me one reason why he needed to be Captain America.
Are we talking about the MCU or the comic books? Both are basically the same, but I'm just asking for clarification.
Not reasons why you want him to be Captain America, but give me reasons why he needed to be Captain America.
You didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, did you? It kind of gives you the reasons he needed to be Captain America.
If you think he needed a mantle to be a better character, then you were never a fan of Falcon to begin with. I said what I said.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you didn't watch it. Okay, I'm going to try to break this down in simple terms for you. Captain America gives people hope. Captain America is symbol of justice and doing what is right. Captain America old and die soon. Bucky mentally damaged. Mentally damaged. And used to be Nazi guy. Bad. Falcon, Sam Wilson. Good guy, good soldier, good heart. Falcon become Captain America, give people new hope. There we go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Pretty simple.
It's literally an insult. You're basically saying he was nothing without this mantle, when that was not the case.
Okay, maybe I didn't dumb it down enough. I thought that was pretty easy to follow. Falcon wasn't a bad character, and he's not going to be a better character changing the colors of his costume and going under a new name. He is, however, going to be a better symbol now for America, or for just people in general, because of the way that people look up to him, the same way that people looked up to Captain America, because he's adopting the same personality traits that Steve Rogers was praised for. If you own more than 2 comic books, you'll know that Captain America, power-wise, is not very special. Pretty much a good portion of the Earth's heroes and villains could probably win in a fight. It's his personality of a Mr. Goody Two-Shoe and we don't trade lives kind of attitude that keeps him up there, gives him the leg up when it comes to the authority figures in Marvel. So now that he's gone, he's out of the picture, he's old, he's living on the moon, whatever he's doing, he's out of the way, Sam Wilson steps up to claim that role and to take that place. It's that simple, dude.
Now he's just black Captain America with wings.
Yes, he is a black Captain America and he has wings. Very observant of you. Wait for you to really break down the character there, buddy.
I shouldn't even have to explain this.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to anyways.
I challenge you. Did she earn the right to be Iron Man?
I mean, she isn't Iron Man, she's Iron Heart, but let's see if she's earned it. She built her own Iron Man suit by reverse engineering Iron Mans themselves, and she did it while she was in college by taking supplies from around campus. Not enough? Okay, well Tony found out about it and actually helped her to become a hero. So yeah, if Iron Man thinks she's worthy, then I think that really our opinions are invalid.
Did she have a previous relationship with Iron Man? What did her addition to the Marvel Universe add to Iron Man's story? And more importantly, what did it do for people? besides give them cosplay options.
Well, for Iron Man, he could probably now see a person who can carry on his legacy after he passes. For the public, black girls get a new character to look up to when they're young, and if you're like me, last time I checked, I'm not a black female, so I just get a new character to read and I like hearing about them. And why are you bashing on cosplay like it's not a huge part of nerd culture? I mean, you're wearing wrist straps and a headband. That's basically a low-budget cosplay.
I don't see Tom Holland as Peter Parker at all.
That's right, girl. You stand up for your opinions. Explain why this man, this child, is not worthy of being Peter Parker.
Like, I really don't. He doesn't fit the nerdy Peter Parker, and neither did Andrew Garfield.
Garfield.
It was a miss.
Fit.
Tobey Maguire fit way more for me.
Okay. I mean, I like Tobey Spider-Man as much as the next guy, but I'm kind of scared where this is going.
Getting people who are like too good looking or like charismatic to play these like introverted roles, like, it doesn't make sense, you know?
Yo, Toby! She just called you Uggo. Does she read any modern day comic books in her life? Other than like way back when he was first conceived as a character, when has Peter Parker been drawn as like a dorky or ugly looking dude? Andrew Garfield arguably is the one that looks most like modern day depictions of Peter Parker, so what do you mean?
I'm not a huge fan of Tom Holland Spider-Man, even though people think he's like the perfect mesh of Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
I mean, Stan Lee himself said that he was the best Peter Parker we've seen, so...
I truly believe like that's why the original Spider-Man movies were able to shine.
These movies were able to shine because they were so early on the superhero genre and get the kind of campiness comic book origin story to mesh well with a rather large movie audience. Wasn't really seen that often back then.
You want to cast characters who are able to sell you on the idea that they're this person, and you even forget that they're even acting.
You can get Toby to sell you pretty well on the like dorky side of Peter Parker, but not really on the strong, confident, fun-loving side of being Spider-Man. But I mean, the MCU is much more grandiose than just Spider-Man. Am I right, fellas?
With Phase 4, does it seem a little aimless to you?
It definitely does seem aimless.
Aimless? Expanding a universe that's already rather large is called aimless? They're developing street-level characters, multiversal ones, magic users, celestials, pantheons of gods, expanding lore that we already had. This isn't aimless. People are excited for Secret Wars, but they have no idea how much content has to be crafted before we even get there.
I was really hoping at the end of with WandaVision, really hoping that Wanda would be the big bad of the entire MCU.
She still could be. Instead of the Beyonder, they could just make the Scarlet Witch the powerhouse that Doom has to basically take down to become God King Doom in Secret Wars. We don't know yet.
But they just kind of spent it. It's like, oh, all right, it's gone now.
Gone? She's not dead. Her power level could be very drastically increased from even what we saw in Multiverse of Madness. That's another film that gets a lot of hate for not a lot of real reasons. It had some issues, sure, but I mean, it was still a fun film, right?
Oh, okay. Tell me the bull. Where am I wrong?
I don't know. You're just seeing in more and more of the Marvel Universe where there's aliens kind of about and weird mutants, and it's just like...
Whoa! Mutants? Mutants? We aren't there yet, buddy. Baby steps, my guy. We're not there yet. You can't just throw around that word all willy-nilly, my God! So these dudes don't know that the bull is from the comic books? No?
That's not offensive to me on it. It's like, okay, yeah, there's other weird...
No. You know my problem with the one bull is that there was one. There's so many humans and just one random bull. Why is there one? Give two, or give like a bull and I don't know, a unicorn.
Oh, so you're not mad that there's a bull. You're just mad that there's not also a unicorn?
I get your point. It is a weird contrast if everyone's a human, but that one, but the bull.
How do you know that all these people in the back are humans, huh? You don't. And the bull's name is Rentra. It's an actual character. Nah, screw it.
You look at Iron Man, and it has this tonal difference that it doesn't feel like any of the other Marvel movies. It is its own thing. It's unique. It was the first.
I swear, it looks like I'm picking on these dudes, but I'm not. There's just a lot to discuss.
All the Marvel movies now feel the same. Even the television, they all have this formulaic corporate feel to it, where it is content. There's so much you can't watch it all.
Yeah, because Winter Soldier felt like Eternals, which felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, which felt like Infinity War, which felt like Thor Love and Thunder, right? All of these feel the exact same. These movies share the same style of comedy, but tonally they're completely different. You cannot convince me that Eternals and Multiverse of Madness feel the same, or Ant-Man and Black Widow. You can't convince me of that. Comedy-wise, they are very similar. But Marvel doesn't just take one movie and basically just strip the blueprint out and just stick it onto another film and just copy it from one thing to the next and present it as something new.
Do we really need a derivative character for every single successful superhero out there?
Oh god, one of these dudes again. They're such imbeciles, it's not even funny.
Is there no originality left in Hollywood these days?
Is there no original opinions left on TikTok? They just see one person saying it and they hear it and they're like, huh, yeah, I think that too, yeah. I'll be on board. I'll carry the flag and be the knight in shining armor to really just fight against the woke movement.
Oh, Spider-Man is successful? Well, just wait till you see Spider-Gwen.
Two separate characters with completely different personality traits, but go on.
Do you like Batman? How about Batgirl? And she's thick, too.
Also a separate character with a different personality, but I think I see where this is going.
Damn, she's thick.
The people that share these kind of opinions have two real problems in my eyes. For one, they all look like neck-bearded, angry man-children that don't like a female having the same logo or the same name as a masculine character that they cherish. And for two, they only care about what the character looks like and not the character itself. Sam Wilson, as Captain America, is nothing like Steve Rogers as Captain America, personality-wise. They have the same values and viewpoints. Personality-wise, they're completely different. Same for Miles Morales and Peter Parker, or even Lady Thor and Thor Odinson. Yes, they have similar names and even similar power sets most of the time, but they are completely different characters and they do not act the same as the main one. So they're not just gender swapping a character for the sake of it. They are giving you a new character with abilities and costumes that already resonate with audiences. The only time this is an issue is when the writing sucks. If the writing is good, who cares? Now go outside, touch some grass, and find a date. Jesus Christ.
Am I right or am I right?
Am I right or am I right? You're with me, guys? Do you also hate women?
So now She-Hulk is stronger than Hulk? Come on, bro.
You people are the reason that they released that trailer clip of Hulk just yeeting that rock into space and destroying some other planet's dinosaurs. Because you think from that one trailer clip that She-Hulk is going to automatically be stronger than Hulk.
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things. When am I ever going to use this as a lawyer?
Jen, when you have powers like this, it's like putting a target on your back and the backs of all the people you care about.
Oh, so cliche, bro. That's literally the entire purpose of a secret identity. The most vital point of a secret identity. Spider-Man, Daredevil, whoever you name that has a secret identity, the reason they keep their identity secret is to protect their friends and family. That's the reason.
Our bodies metabolize alcohol at an incredibly fast rate, which means that we can drink so much and not get drunk.
You can't be serious.
You can't be serious over here with that chin strap beard you got growing. I mean, to be fair, it's more than I can grow, but whatever. That's true. He's not being serious. He's actually showing her very casually how to enjoy being a Hulk. Now, I do not partake in the consumption of alcohol. I am a good boy. I'm a saint. It is against my religion. Forget the tattoos. But if it didn't negatively affect me, I might actually do it. That would be a plus for me. Yeah, Hulk gets a lot of hate too, man, but I think he's still pretty fun. I mean, let's lighten it up a little bit. Come on, let's bring the morale back up.
What did this character ever do to you to deserve this constant disrespect?
That's what I'm saying. Give Hulk the respect he deserves. Listen to this man with the gap teeth.
The one thing that bothered me in these trailers is that they all highlight everything that I hate about what the Hulk in the MCU has become.
Oh, he's not on my side. Never mind. Scratch that. Don't listen to this dude.
In the span of one movie, he went from being arguably the most feared, destructive, powerful forces in the MCU.
I mean, Hela could have gone toe-to-toe with him. I mean, Surtur flicked him off like a booger. Thanos gave him the beatdown of a lifetime. So he is an absolute powerhouse, but he still could have gotten beaten by some people.
Into a washed-up joke of a character who's only there to elevate his cousin.
Well, of course he is there to lift up his cousin, who is the new training superhero. He's the mentor showing her how to use her abilities properly. Let's say you have this master who is training you. You are his apprentice, right? And wherever you go, you walk around, and he's just like, you are trash, filth, scum. You will never be nothing. Not really a good master. Reminds me a lot of family reunions, actually. Oh, you remember Mulan? Classic movie. Remember when she beat Li Shang, I think his name was? From, in that one-on-one where she punched him or kicked him, I think. She roundhouse kicked him in the face. Or maybe when she got the thing off the pole, the arrow. Does that make Li Shang look weak and incapable? No! No! It makes her look stronger. That's it.
Especially since the trailers are going out of their way to make the Hulk look weaker, less physically capable, and just all around lamer than She-Hulk.
You can't be serious to think that Marvel would bring in She-Hulk and just automatically make her stronger than Hulk, right? There's no way you actually think that.
Actually, Superfly, he was Professor Hulk in the comics too, which means you're not allowed to criticize it because it's comic accurate, which automatically makes it good. Okay, even if that line of reasoning wasn't stupid as fuck, I didn't like that period in the Hulk's history either.
I like how the nerdy persona that's criticizing you sounds exactly like you. Also, you didn't like Professor Hulk in the comics, so now every time he's on screen not breaking a building or throwing a rock, you just criticize it. Got it.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the Hulk's movie rights being tied up with Universal, I don't know. But this Hulk is an absolute disgrace. Y'all spayed and neutered the most untamable character in Marvel canon. For what?
For what? Maybe giving him his moment to shine when taking the Infinity Gauntlet and snapping back all of those who were lost 5 years ago. Maybe that redeeming quality? I thought bringing back all the lives that were lost 5 years ago by taking the brunt of the Infinity Stones was pretty good. Was a pretty good reason to make him Professor Hulk, but that's just me personally. His arc wasn't bad. You just want to see more Hulk smash stuff. And that's fine. I want to see more Hulk smash stuff. But you can't belittle the actions of Bruce when he brought back all the lives that were lost 5 years ago by basically sacrificing his arm, at least temporarily. And yes, I mean Bruce, because that's Bruce. That's not Hulk. That's Bruce in Hulk's body.
The fact that She-Hulk might have more cameos than Multiverse of Madness is crazy.
Is it though? I don't remember Marvel ever saying the Multiverse of Madness was going to have this giant cameo list with a larger number on it than you have brain cells.
Let me list all the people that are going to be in She-Hulk. We got Hulk.
Oh god, is Hulk in it? In a She-Hulk origin story? What the hell is he doing in there? It's not like he's tied to her origin. What the fuck?
Abomination.
Abomination, one of Hulk's most notable foes, and has direct experience with Hulk's blood being intertwined with his own, but go on.
Wong.
Wong's in everything. Does that even count as a cameo anymore?
Daredevil.
Daredevil is a street level hero, just like She-Hulk. Alright.
It was also rumored that The Thing is going to be in the show. So if all this actually happens, a She-Hulk series on Disney Plus might genuinely have more cameos than a movie titled Multiverse of Madness. What's going on here, Marvel?
What's going on here? Well, for one, Marvel fans like you expected way too many cameos in a movie that they never said was going to have a million cameos. And for two, when they acquired the Fox properties, they got this giant list of characters that they can introduce into the MCU. Do you think they're just going to make a movie called Our New Heroes that we acquired from Fox and just put all the new heroes into that movie all at once? No! They have to introduce them slowly over time. So when you have one street level character coming in, why not introduce other street level characters? Whoa! We got Thor Love and Thunder, you get Zeus and Hercules. We got Doctor Strange, you get Clea. You get Black Knight, you get Blade. No, they're not introducing Blade and Black Knight together because Blade is black. That's not it. They handle the supernatural stuff, so they go well together. It's funny because the same people who complain about too many cameos are the same people who are like, where are the X-Men? Where are the mutants? Where's the Fantastic Four? Who cares if they show up in a show or a movie just randomly as a cameo? Sit back and enjoy it.
I just don't get it with this comment.
Alright, this ought to be good.
At the end of the Eternals, a Celestial is being born out of the earth and Cersei stops it by turning it to stone.
Yep, Cersei did do that. It's still out there chilling.
And everywhere you see these comments of people like, oh, it's been how many movies since the Eternals and they still haven't addressed that there's a giant head and hand sticking out of the planet?
Hey, I made that exact point in one of my previous videos. Link down below if you want to see it.
And I'm still sitting here like, they did address it. What more do you want?
Did they? Did they address it? When did they address this world-shattering, or nearly world-shattering event?
This is the end of the Eternals. They are watching a news broadcast of a marbleized rock formation that remains unidentified in the Indian Ocean.
Wait, so your argument for the MCU already addressing this world-shattering event in this connected universe is that during the movie that the event take place, it was on a news broadcast?
What more do you guys want? You want to just be halfway through a Spider-Man movie and randomly someone's like, hey, remember that weird rock formation in the Indian Ocean?
I mean, it could be a little more subtle than that. I could tell you're not a screenwriter in your spare time. But you're on the right track. They don't have to address it verbally. It could be very subtle. Like you say, Moon Knight's in his apartment and he's flipping through the channels while he's tied to his freaking bed. Flipping through the channels, he comes across one and it's a news broadcast of the Eternals. That would be enough. Or not the Eternals, the Celestial and the Ocean. You get what I'm saying. The problem with a connected universe is that you cannot have world-shattering events in a self-contained story and another self-contained story not be affected by that world-shattering event. So yes, I don't care how you address it, but someone needs to bring up the fact that there is a giant face sticking out of the ocean that looks very similar to the giant face that appeared in the middle of nowhere, sucked up a girl, and then just disappeared into a black hole. Somebody needs to address that.
Do you think Marvel has hit its peak with its current universe?
Yes, I do.
Peaked in what way? In what way? Storytelling or blockbuster successes?
I think definitely has.
I think once Avengers Endgame ended, we had good movies. We had, Spider-Man Far From Home, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man No Way Home, but I think since then, it's been downhill.
If you think that Endgame was the peak of Marvel storytelling, then you know pretty much nothing about the source material, because there are millions of millions is an exaggeration kind of, but millions of stories that have not been touched on yet. Now when it comes to a blockbuster success, I think Endgame might have actually peaked the MCU. I'm not saying that it's impossible for them to ever make that amount of money again on one film, but it was something that had never happened before. So doing it a second time is already going to present its set of challenges. And with the success of Marvel and pretty much anything else, you have people who nitpick everything that they put out, like they're movie critics for their circle of friends, and then they go and just spew verbal diarrhea onto any social media they can get their hands on. If you don't want to watch the movie, great, I don't care. If you don't like that character, great, I don't care, don't watch them. But the narcissistic behavior to think that just because you don't like something means that anyone else that does like that thing are beneath you is just, it makes you the worst kind of person to be around. I don't care that you like something that I don't. I will never belittle you for that fact and call you trash because the thing that you like, I think is trash. Like I said, I don't hate anyone in this video, and all of my jokes were just poking at them for some good funs and some good ha-has. But thank you for watching the video. It's a different format than I normally do, so leave down below if you'd like to see it again. I actually had a lot of fun doing it, so I might do it again anyways. But with that being said, hit the like button if you did like it, leave a comment down below what you think of all the TikToks and what you think of the format, leave a sub to show some love, and have a marvelous day, my dudes.